Meredith Doby is the exhibit. Now, she doesn't want me to say curator. She wants me to say the exhibit creator for the museum here in town, one of our crown jewels. She helps create and maintain all of the interactive exhibit elements that kids and adults play with at the Children's Museum. If you've never been there, you need to go. You need to go during the break. It's just, it's amazing. It's an amazing. She previously worked as an independent exhibit designer in Brooklyn, New York, creating exhibits on everything from bugs to guitars to golf celebrities. She has now embraced San Antonio to the fullest and can be seen playing her accordion and biking down Broadway to work, which raises the question, which hand would you handle the handlebar and which one would be on the accordion while you're, that was a stupid joke. Okay, so let's bring up Meredith Doby. You probably saw that joke coming a mile away. So just press it and let's go.
Okay, all right, thank you. I do have to say the last time I was at Rosedale Park, I was actually in the Tejano Conjunto Festival. My beginning accordion class played, and we were absolutely terrible. So hopefully this goes a little bit better. Okay, so I work at the Museum. We're a relatively new museum. We were formerly the San Antonio Children's Museum, and then opened a much larger facility on Broadway. So we're all about kids learning through doing, thus the Museum. Literally every single thing in the museum is interactive. So kids can explore, play, create, learn from literally everything. And my role as the exhibits director is to lead the team that's in charge of all these things kids play with. From the costumes, the mechanical interactives, the multimedia, that's everything that we do. So as the exhibits director, a lot of people ask me, where do the exhibits come from? And I wish there's this magical IKEA catalog where you could just pick up the Bjorg or the Splug and you can just get it mailed to your place. However, that's not really how it works. We worked with a design firm called Argyle Design, and they created all of the exhibits specifically for the museum only. They worked with staff, with educators, with community members to understand what do the kids of San Antonio need in their museum. And then they tested it. So they literally tested every single exhibit in the entire museum because you never really know how kids are going to react to it. So this is a thing you can do. You can create exhibits for kids in museums. So what brought me to this? I'm originally from New Jersey. So this is me at the Jersey Shore as I remember it. Enjoying the beach and playing with my brother and my cousins. And this is me at the Jersey Shore as you potentially might remember it. That is, in fact, me with Snooki and Ronnie, I think was his name, right? Yeah, we all remember. Great show. So, as a child, my mother was a elementary school teacher, and I did a lot of time designing things. I did a lot of crafts. I'd always build these forts. I'd build sort of these massive, elaborate forts and kind of these cool, immersive experiences, and I always think that helps inform my work at the museum. I also did a lot of time, spent a lot of time in high school designing sets. So I designed a lot of, did stage crew, and this is another way that some people come to exhibit design. This is a set for Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat that I designed in high school. And then in college, I studied art history and graphic design, and then decided to get a master's in museum exhibition planning and design. That is a thing. It exists. It's extremely specific. There's 5 jobs available for it. And so these are some of the exhibits that I designed in Philadelphia. So after grad school, I did a couple things, and then I eventually became an independent exhibit designer in Brooklyn, New York. And I worked on all sorts of different things. One is an exhibit for the Delaware Museum of Natural History. This was a giant bug mural that they had, and I created these little cards with silhouettes of each bug, and you can match up the silhouette of the bug and then learn a fact about the bug. And this is my partner in crime, Brian Carone, showing off these great cards. I did all sorts of different exhibits. I did one for Les Paul, the inventor of the solid body guitar. I did one about Jack Nicklaus at the USGA Golf Museum. It was a really boring exhibit. You might, as an exhibit designer, you're going to work on all sorts of different things, and you learn lots of different things. Some of it's interesting, and some of it is less interesting. So I was really excited when I got the opportunity to move down to San Antonio and work at the museum. I find that designing things for kids adds this whole other element of unpredictability and some challenges as well. So when we first opened, one of these challenges was the robot arena. The robot arena is basically this big arena where there's different stations where kids can program these robots to move around. And kids absolutely love this. But we found that ultimately all they wanted to do was battle robots. That was it. They'd take one robot, take another robot, and then just smash them together. And it was a problem. So this would be the robot at the beginning of the day, and then this is the robot at the end of the day. So what we did is we did the exhibit design process. We went through an iterative process where we tested different things, we prototyped things, we just kept trying to improve and work on it. So we recognized that robots are normally used as a tool. So we had this little game where they had to move these different circles around the arena, and it was still battle robots, no matter what. So then we started to look at the robot structure itself. So originally it was made out of Legos, and then we tried some more hardware. So we actually used screws and bolts to put them together. Then we still just found it was just more durable battle robots. We even tried to give the robots fun names like helper robot and navigation robot. Still didn't work. It was still just battle robots. So I needed to change the arena overall. And if you know me, you know that I love to dance. So I wanted to change, I wanted to create a dance floor. Because on the dance floor, you move together, you have rhythm, you're cooperating together. There might be battles, but it's not really the whole point of the dance floor. So I worked with two fabulous exhibit technicians, James Huizar and Robert Baldessari, and we rehabbed the entire arena. So there's James working on what we're calling a disco square. So the robots can basically move over the square, they can program them to do that, and then it will light up, and then they will do a particular dance program when they land on the square. So we have since debuted this at the museum, and it's going really well. We have a lot fewer robot casualties, and kids seem to really be working together, getting into the disco spirit, and really enjoying it. So, at the museum, we work really hard to create interactive learning experiences for kids. It comes with some challenges, it comes with opportunities. We always make sure to have a lot of fun while doing it. Thank you.
Good job. I don't know about you, but it sounds to me like Meredith has the dream job for somebody with an art degree. I can't even imagine anything more fun than that. That is just spectacular. You just get to do that stuff all day long. And you get to travel with celebrities like Jersey Shore people. You moved down. Do you have an exhibit that you're most proud of all the exhibits that you've done? Obviously not the golf one, but is there one that really sticks in your mind as being a tour de force for you?
I really did love the bug exhibit. I think that one was really fun. And then also, we've talked a lot about the museum about maybe doing an exhibit around empathy for kids. So, kids do kind of abuse some of the exhibits here and there. So we've been thinking about an exhibit where if you drink of water, then it'll spray somebody else. So you have to think about, should you drink water or not? Or if you water
I think that's going to turn out a lot like the robot exhibit, personally, but that's just me. When you do these exhibits, do you test these out on a small group of children to see how they respond first? Do you have these child experts that get their response before you? Yeah,
we have a lot of members that we test it out with, and we test it out with staff, kids as well. But they're not always as mean on the exhibits as maybe.
Also, I notice obviously there's some of your staff here tonight. Let's give a big round of applause for her staff. Obviously, she's got a fan club here tonight, and I'm sure they do a lot of work for her. And we were talking about something earlier that I never even thought of, but let's say some creepy old 65-year-old man like me walks into the museum by himself. What are my chances of getting buried? What's the okay? Let's rephrase that. What's the procedure for people without children to go to the museum?
Sure. So we do let in adults. We will do a background check. So there's that.
So I'm not going to get in, right?
Yeah. And then we do also have adult events. Our next one is actually upcoming. It's July 29th, and it's called redo.com, and it's all tech themed. So that's the best time to come as an adult because you can drink and eat and play, and it's pretty fun.
Do you have those adult events? Like I know that SAMA has adult parties regularly. Do you have things like that?
Yes. So we do what we call redo, and it's about once a quarter is when we do it.
Well, that's great. Well, I'm out of questions. Well, anyway, thank you very much. That was great.